Let's talk right now about something that happened at the weekend. Pretty much every Sunday now, she's known as Posy Parker online, but Kellie-Jay Keen is leading Let Women Speak events. They've done many at Hyde Park Corner, at Speaker's Corner in London, travelling around the world. We've seen her in New Zealand, in Australia, of course, actually going under attack when she's been abroad and having to flee the country in New Zealand, absolutely extraordinarily, after she was attacked with paint. But the group, she's the founder of the group Standing for Women. When they appear somewhere, around late morning, lunchtime at an event, the idea is that women can speak about, well, women being real, women's rights, women's safety, and all of the issues and all of the concerns about women's rights and safety being under attack. And again and again and again, male, largely, trans rights activists turn up at these events, not just to have their say and have a conversation and debate, but to intimidate and to bully. And therefore they need police to protect them. And once again, the police failed them in Birmingham this Sunday. Well, let's talk about this with Kellie-Jay Keen, founder of Standing for Women. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you again. I wish I didn't have to keep talking to you about this. I wish we could talk about some successes and some good things. But in fact, again, you are highlighting the issue that, you know what, the authorities just don't feel like they're on our side. Just talk us through what happened in Birmingham. Again, regular events that are going on every Sunday in some part of the country where a group of peaceful women just want to talk openly and peacefully, using their democratic right to speak speak plainly, and they are under attack. What happened in Birmingham on Sunday?
Well, what usually happens is we have a big line of police dividing. They might call protesters and counter-protesters, but really it's women gathering to speak and some people who don't want us to speak. But 3 police and a bike turned up. Not very long before the event, and then a couple of them disappeared. The bronze commander didn't seem to know at all what was going on when they eventually turned up, but this was 45 minutes later than the event had actually started. And in that time, trans activists had punched, kicked, and prodded with sort of either flagpoles or umbrella, sharp ends of umbrellas, had prodded women through flags and so on. So numerous stewards, which is just preposterous that we need stewards, but we do. We need an army of women to keep women safe so that they have the freedom and feel that they can speak. And without that army of women, stewards, I have no idea what would have happened, but it was just so deeply unpleasant and unsafe. A 15-year-old girl got assaulted. Another girl, she's about 18, got told her face was going to get smashed in. I mean, this is just
It is extraordinary
horrendous.
because the trans activists, you say they're largely men. I'm always amazed at the women who turn up to these things on their behalf. I really am. Shouting and abusing women, standing up for women's rights. But we're again and again told that they are offended. These activists are offended apparently on behalf of trans people. Most of the trans people I speak to are not offended by what you or I have to say at all. They agree with us. But the idea that they don't like the words you're saying. Now, no one is standing there sort of saying, kill all trans people, we hate trans people, go back. Nothing at all. This is not really about trans people. It's about women's rights, women's safety, and women speaking up for women and girls, as we are entitled to do, and you so bravely do on the streets. I do it sitting in a chair in the studio. I do it much more safely. I'm in awe of your bravery, and I know loads of women and men are as well. But the idea that these people are offended, and it's terrible, and that's enough to sort of mean that, well, the police might come down heavy-handed on you. You guys aren't saying anything offensive. You're not saying anything that isn't true. You're not abusing anyone. You're not threatening anyone. You're certainly not physically intimidating anyone. You're all of 5 foot tall. And yet the police don't step in and act properly. They don't protect you when people are committing literal crimes. Hitting someone with an umbrella, threatening to punch someone in the face. And I know a number of women were tweeting about how there was a trans activist man who openly had an erect penis when he was talking to the women and deliberately brushing against women deliberately. That's sexual assault last time I looked at it. Police not acting, not doing anything. Women repeatedly went up to the few police officers there. Maybe they should have talked to the bike. Maybe the police bike might have been more useful to say, this man has sexually assaulted us. Nothing was done.
No. And they were warned, like, we liaised with the police weeks in advance. Yep. They had video evidence of what happens at these events. There was absolutely no excuse. The only thing that can possibly explain it is that they want to discourage women from speaking. And let's not forget, this is the same police force that sent 6 officers. Whether you agree with what the woman was doing or not, the woman was silently praying in a place where apparently she shouldn't have been, outside an abortion clinic. And they sent 6 police officers to actually arrest her.
For violent men,
a literal thought crime. But when there's violent assault on their streets, they don't take it seriously. Look, they're Stonewall champions. Make of that what you will, but I think that definitely shaped their conduct on Sunday.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're very happy for the police to take, trans rights seriously, gay rights seriously, absolutely. But they also need to take women's rights seriously. As you say, it's all very flying a rainbow flag, but what about, the flag for 51% of the population, who, by the way, you're not trying to trample on anyone's rights whatsoever, just holding on to the rights that we already have in this country, that we fought for, our mothers and grandmothers fought for. Are you going to be silenced? Are you going to stop holding these events?
Absolutely not. I wear the flag of Turf Island today, which is a suffragette colour flag, and we in England are doing so well in comparison to how the successes that women are having elsewhere. But absolutely not. I go to Vienna and Geneva next month. There are plans for more events in the UK and the rest of the world.
You keep on going. I support you, and I'm sure our audience do too. Kellie-Jay Keen, founder of Standing for Women, thank you very much.